Namaste, everyone. Welcome to Storytime with Rashmi. As we all know, on this platform of Spectrum, the Awareness Project, this year we are creating awareness about safe social spaces for all. And we know how important it is for all of us to create those welcoming, safe social spaces. And today we have a very new and a very seasoned storyteller who will be narrating a beautiful tale about safe social spaces. Well, before I welcome, let me uh, let me tell you about our storyteller for today. So, our storyteller today is Jaya Gurnani. She's founder of the Innerworld project, where she designs, deliver the impactful learning experiences that support children's emotional development. That's so important, right? The communication skills and their overall confidence building. With experience in teaching and HR, she has a very child focus centric approach, and she designs programs which are structured in form of workshops, storytelling sessions, and growth oriented activities which help young learners express themselves comfortably in the safe space that she creates for them. She builds resilience and develops essential life skills for the little ones. Her workshops integrates the evidence-based learning practices with warm and engaging approach. She's very mindful and she ensures that every child feels supported, understood, and empowered to grow. A very warm welcome, Jaya, to our platform, and we are really looking forward to hear the story on safe social spaces for all. So let's hear from you. What's the story today?
Thank you so much, Rashmi, first of all, for such an awesome introduction. I am here today to present the story as Rashmi has mentioned, and it is about, there are a lot of aspects to safe spaces like physical, social, emotional. Today, with my story, it's a heartwarming birthday story. We are going to cover the emotional aspect of it, which is very important. And this is a story about kids, a birthday of a kid where the parents decide to give something which is a safe emotional space for the kid. So keep guessing. By the time we go forward in the story, keep guessing what that gift could be. Let me share my screen. Just give me a moment.
Yeah, by the time Jaya is sharing a screen, I would request the viewers to keep guessing and put it on the chat. What is it? Yes, a birthday present. Let's see what is it. Over to you, Jaya.
Yeah. So is a view okay?
You need to put it in the slideshow view. Like you had shared earlier.
Yes, yes. Just give me a moment.
Yeah, no worries. Please take your time. So each time our storytellers come with different perspective of safe social spaces, you know, and each time we get to understand where can we create a safe social space. It could be for elderly, it could be for young adults, it could be for children, it could be for mothers, it could be for fathers, it could be for any one of us. So it's very important we learn and understand through our stories, which are very impactful, what the safe social spaces are all about. And I think it's a good fortune to have so many storytellers join hands with us in this drive of creating this awareness on safe social spaces. So while Jaya is just
Yeah.
fixing her presentation to be broadcasted, um, while we all have heard so many stories, what do you think is a safe social space for you? And what have you learned so far about safe social spaces? Would like you to comment in our comment section. And I would love to read while we finish with the story. That also going to give us an insight as to, how have we been creating that impact from storytelling about safe social spaces for all. So I think Jaya is just
Yeah, just a
putting it.
moment.
No worries at all.
I think it really
So
happens when, especially when we are in that zone
yeah,
that we have to present these
yeah,
all
you can.
which really
Yes.
happen.
So you can
So
take a moment, Jaya, just
that's
relax
okay.
yourself. In the meantime, while Jaya is just setting, we also have World's on 21st of March. We are having World Storytelling Day, and all our spots are full. But nevertheless, stay tuned to listen to all the stories that are there on 21st of March. Looking forward. So, Jaya, without taking much of your time, let's delve into the story. Over
Yes.
to you, Jaya.
Thank you so much, Rashmi. As you can see, this is the story is titled as A Gift of Safe Space, and it's a heartwarming birthday story. And the slide itself with gifts, birthday cake, it feels really exciting. I'm sure when I was making it, it made me feel great. So let's move towards the story. So that's the first thing, the birthday trip edition. So the sky was painted in shades of peach and gold as the car wound its way up the hill. Soft music played in the background, and the windows were half open, letting in the cool wind that carried the smell of distant rain. Every year, around their child's birthday, the parents took her somewhere new. That's the birthday trip tradition. A beach one year, a quiet village the next, once even a forest day where fireflies lit up the night. They wanted her to grow up with memories filled with wonder, sunsets, new places, new smiles, new stories. And this year was no different. They had driven out to a peaceful hillside cottage, a place where the world slowed down, where mornings smelled of hot cocoa, evenings glowed with lantern light, and the stars felt close enough to touch. So, this is about the birthday trip tradition where the parents are taking the child to somewhere new every year. And they are trying to create those moments, those memories, those new smiles, by taking her every day, every year to some place new that's really close to their heart. Next is no longer their little one. I'm sure everyone feels this as the kids are growing up. Yeah. So inside the cottage, they busied themselves preparing a small birthday celebration, humming along to the music, decorating with ribbons they had secretly packed, and whispering so she wouldn't wake up. But as they worked, they exchanged a quiet glance. Their little girl wasn't so little anymore. She no longer burst into every room with a handful of stories. She paused before answering questions. She stared out of windows a little longer. Her smiles were still beautiful, but softer, thoughtful, older. The mother placed a candle on the cake and whispered, "Do you feel it too? She's growing up and holding things inside." The father nodded. Yeah, we need to give her something meaningful this year, something that grows with her. On their way up the mountain earlier that day, they had passed a tiny craft shop. In the small wooden display, one thing that had caught the father's eye, a simple brown leather bound diary, quite unassuming, waiting. This, he said then, this is the gift, a space of her own. So that evening, as the sun dipped behind the hills and the birthday lights glowed softly against the cottage windows, they wrapped the diary in the cobalt blue paper and placed it on the breakfast table. I'm sure all of us who have kids and who have seen them growing up, it's like, every birthday is really memorable. We want to make it memorable, but there's some a bit of ache also in our heart that our kids are growing up so fast. And we see that there are so many changes also happening. They actually are not so open as they were. They keep so many thoughts, so many things inside them, and that's why the parents decide that this year, maybe let's give something which is going to be meaningful for their daughter. A space of own wrapped in love. So yeah, a space of her own wrapped in love. And that's the diary that the parents have decided. So the next day, she woke up to the bird song and mountain light filtering through the curtains. She ran to the table where the small blue box sat, shining like a secret, waiting to be opened. Inside was a diary, smooth, beautiful, new. A note rested inside the first page. This is your space, a place for your thoughts, dreams, worries, and joys. You don't have to share it with anyone unless you want to. This is yours, a safe space for your heart and mind. A beautiful note written by the parents to the daughter. She turned it over in her hand, surprised, curious. The father placed a gentle hand on her shoulder and said, "Sweetheart, you are growing, and sometimes feelings get big. When words feel heavy to say out loud, writing can help." The mother smiled. "This trip, these places we take you to, they are for your memories. This diary, this one is for your inside world, your inner world." So, so beautifully, parents are trying to, give her that space, that emotional space, which is really needed for the children who are growing up. Her feelings had found home. In those quiet pages, her unspoken thoughts finally had a place to rest, safe, heard, and held. So later that evening, after the cake, the songs, and the laughter echoed across the hills, the diary lay quietly on the bedside table. She opened it. The first page waited, blank but warm like an invitation. Slowly, she began to write one line, then another, then another. Then a little smile bloomed on her face. The diary had become more than a birthday gift on a trip. It was a promise that even as she traveled the world and grew through its wonders, her feelings would always have a safe space to land. And then a heartful birthday, a birthday which really is so special for not only for the parents, for the kid, around everyone. And so, as the day came to an end, surrounded by soft lights, laughter, and the quiet magic of the cottage, her birthday felt complete. She went to sleep with a full heart, loved, understood, and holding the best gift she didn't even know she needed, a birthday wrapped in memories, meaning, and little diary that would grow with her. So, yes, thank you for staying tuned. That was the story. I'm not sure how many of you could guess what the gift would be, but if you had guessed right, then great.
Well, a beautiful story. I think some of us who have had children this age would, reflect upon that, how it could we could create that safe space, and how important this journaling as a safe space could be. So before I, discuss further, we have some comments from our uh, viewers, and Swati says, each story brings out a safe space. Nina says each story is beautiful in its own way, providing social safe space. Nina Girish says beautiful visuals, concept, and a very good concept to teach children about, safe social space. Um, Through your story, you have reflected changes in emotion in a child are very inevitable. Some children need to know how to express their emotions, and I think this diary is a real good gift. Shraddha says, how lovely, a safe space for your heart and mind. Nina says journaling is very good way of expressing one's day-to-day emotion. It's like mind mapping. Beautiful concept, not just, Nina again says, beautiful concept, not just to note down your day-to-day emotions, but to create your lived experience story without being judged. Wonderful diary way of journaling. Without hesitation, anyone can write their minds in the diary. So I think Jaya, your story brought about a very important aspect for children as they grow. Sometimes we may not like to express our feelings always, but if we pour our heart out somewhere, we feel much lighter and happy. I think the parents were very, very mindful and were very creative to get such a gift for their growing up child. So, what made you choose this story, Jaya? We would love to know and hear from you.
Yeah, so I read a lot of books, and this is a Korean novel I had come across. It's Yonam Dong's Smiley Laundromat. So in this, a small diary is left behind by someone, and everyone who's visiting this place writes their worries, their hopes, their little, pieces of their lives, and they feel that they're not being judged here. I think the fear that we always have before sharing our worries or anything that's troubling us, our thoughts, it is about being judged. So diary is not judgmental at all, right? And here, when someone was writing and even the others were answering, they did not know the person. They did not know who has written this, and they were all very non-judgmental and they were answering to those questions. So when that person would again open it and read the answers that others had written, they used to feel, yeah, like home, right? So they used to feel they have this space where they can share anything. They can be open to sharing anything without that fear of being judged. So I feel that was where I got this, inspiration to write this story. And I feel that, yes, for our kids also, we really need to create that, tell them that no matter what, we love them, and we are not going to be judgmental about whatever we share. So they always have this, surety about sharing their heart with us.
Yeah, and for our viewers, I would also like to mention that Jaya curated this story, getting inspired by this, keeping her little daughter in mind, that
Yes.
when her daughter grows up, this is what she would, would want to gift her. And coming and narrating the story created this, peace in her mind, and that's what she narrated for us today. Wonderful, Jaya. And Swati Sinha, who's a coach, life coach, she says, wonderful aspect of a safe space and very important message that it is not mandatory to share thoughts and feelings all the time. You know, not be vocal about it, but if you have shared it somewhere in a diary or somewhere written, you are relieved and you feel lighter. So very important. And this is an amazing story, another viewer says. So we'd request you, once you get back and see all the comments shared by our viewers, do reply to them.
Sure,
There's
I
so
will.
many more coming. And we thank you from the bottom of our heart that you've taken out your time and joined hands with us in sharing about safe social spaces through your stories. Wishing you all the very best in your all your endeavors. And for our viewers, stay tuned for another story next week from another storyteller on safe social spaces. Thank you so much. Thank you, Jaya.
Thank you so much, everyone, for staying tuned, listening to the story, and sharing your views. Thank you, Rashmi, and thank you to the Spectrum Project to give me this opportunity to share the story here. Thank you
It's
so
a
much.
pleasure. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful day, everyone.